Over the last few years, when we've discussed favourites for the Champions League, Real Madrid, Barcelona, obviously the first two teams really out of our mouths. Will that change, though, when Messi and Ronaldo leave their respective clubs? Craig Burley, Alejandro Moreno, Stewart Robson, and first Sid Lowe in Spain are here to address this. Sid, is it as simple as that? When the big boys leave, Barcelona and Real Madrid won't be as dominant in the Champions League?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, of course, there's a strong probability that it makes a real impact on them. We're talking about two players that have dominated European football for 7 or 8 years, but I think they've dominated European football in their club context. And this is an era of super clubs in which a very small handful of clubs have huge numbers of the best players in the world. For example, the best player in the Premier League was Luis Suarez. He goes to Barcelona. The best player in the Premier League the year after that was Gareth Bale. He goes to Real Madrid. You look at the podium in the Ballon d'Or each year, and yes, it's true, Messi and Ronaldo are there year after year after year, but the guy alongside them is almost invariably from one of these two clubs as well. You take those two players out of the equation, who is the best player in the world at the moment right now? Could be Neymar, it could be Gareth Bale, it could be Luis Suarez. Those guys are at these clubs, and these clubs still have a power and a dominance, I think, that will continue after them. Admittedly, it will be challenged. Admittedly, it will be different. And I think in particular this summer saw a beginning of a shift with Manchester United signing Paul Pogba and making him the most expensive player in the world. And I'm speaking off the top of my head now, but I think that's probably the first time the best player in the world hasn't played, sorry, the most expensive player in the world hasn't played for Real Madrid, or Barcelona, going all the way back to Danielson at Betis. So I think it changes things, but I don't think it heralds a complete revolution in European football.
What do you think?
One of the reasons that is given over the last few seasons about the dominance of Barcelona and Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and what have you, as compared to the Premier League, is that the Premier League and the level of competitiveness weekend to weekend. Well, that doesn't change if Ronaldo and Messi are no longer available. So if that's true and we're to believe that the Premier League pushes each other every weekend and is so very difficult and physically taxing, what does Ronaldo and Messi walking away have to do with the dominance of the Premier Leagues, possibly in the Champions League?
Barcelona and Real Madrid will still be at the top of the tree for years to come, because at the moment you look at the Premier League, only Leicester have got through to the quarterfinals. Manchester City weren't good enough. Arsenal weren't good enough. You know, and Chelsea didn't qualify last year. So Chelsea might have a chance next year because they're a very good team with a very good manager. But at the moment, even if Messi was injured for much of the season, Ronaldo retired, those two sides would still be the best in Europe.
What did Sir Alex Ferguson say when he interviewed on the programme a week or two ago? It's cyclical.
Yeah.
You know, Premier League teams are struggling at the moment, but they had a period where they were very successful, playing each other in the final, getting to semis, getting to finals, winning it. That's not happening at the moment for obvious reasons. They're not good enough. So the Spanish teams are strong. Of course you would be slightly weaker without two of the greatest players this generation has seen by far, but they still have the clout to go out and buy their top players. So I still wouldn't be holding my hand up saying, oh, I'll have Barca or Real Madrid in the draw because they're not playing. I still want to avoid them.